Good day, everyone. Happy Saturday. It's June the 7th of 2025, 6:31 p.m. Mr. Buzz coming at you from the communist shithole known as Ontario, Canada. So You Can't Play the Blues in an Air-Conditioned Room is the title of this. It's a very poetic statement. Very poetic. I got an even better one for you, just as a side note here. My friend in Australia just laid this one on me. She said, and we're in conversation with a whole bunch of things, we talk about deep, spiritual, very serious stuff, and we talk for hours whenever we do get into one of these conversations. It goes for a while. This one did. Went for several hours. One point she said, just because I'm a toilet, that doesn't make me worthless. That means I'm the place people come for a few minutes of comfort and release. Now that's poetic. that's even better than the blues line. Really like that. So, my friend, you know who you are out there, and I know you'll watch this probably. This video is for you. Or, let's say, inspired by you. She asked me actually to write something to her. So instead of writing, I'm just going to make this video. Can't play the blues in an air-conditioned room. Well, my friend is actually qualified to play the blues. She hasn't lived in an air-conditioned room. Nope. We've known each other for quite a few years. We've seen each other at each other's lowest. When I first met her, I was in devastatingly bad shape, and so was she. Various reasons, going on in our lives. True wisdom, true understanding, true empathy, all of these things come from not living in an air-conditioned room. Okay, that is totally right. Now in the song, it's basically a song about, it is poetic, meant that way, like you can't be sheltered and, let's picture a rich white boy playing the blues, singing about being out on the plantation. What do you know about being out on the plantation, skinny white boy? You know nothing about that. So forget it. Don't play the blues, right? So my friend has taught me so much. I've really derived a lot of benefit just from knowing this person. Because there was definitely no air-conditioned room, that's for sure. And talking to her for several hours today, she's just been through some real miserable pain, depression, and isolation, and rejection, and you name it. We relate to each other because we've been through these same things, totally. This is actually the fourth time I've tried to make this video because I keep getting choked up and have to stop. So this time I'm going to get through it, I think. This time I'm going to get through it. I guess the point of this whole video is to tell you to embrace the misery sometimes in your life. It's not fun to go through, of course. It sucks. But there's nothing else that's going to teach you anything. There's not another thing that's going to teach you anything. If you want to have true wisdom, like my friend does, it's because I'm a toilet, doesn't mean I'm worthless. It just means I'm a place where people come for a few moments of comfort and release. That's gold. That's gold. You will not find better wisdom than that. You just won't. Where does that come from? the misery and pain that this person has suffered. And as I say, we relate to each other because I have as well. My life's been, there's been points in my life are so crappy, so awful. Well, I mean, I get to the point I try to end my life and everything, right? That's where it goes. The suffering is so bad you can't take it. But once you're rational again and you get out of that way of thought, your pain, your non-air conditioned room will allow you to play wonderful blues. Wonderful blues. Your guitar licks will just flow and vibrato on your bends, and because you didn't practice in an air conditioned room. Now, it's ironic because I have an air conditioner going, coming to you from an air-conditioned room here. So this isn't suffering. I mean, you can see I have a nice house to live in and all is well. So this ain't blues training right now, that's for sure. But most of my life was. I've watched several people have heart attacks and die in front of me. That's true. That is true. Like my grandfather on my father's side, he didn't die that day, but he had the heart attack right in front of me in his backyard. I was a little kid, dropped on the ground right in front of me, and I just went, oh, and freaked out. I mean, so traumatizing. Just things like that. I had somebody, a student, had a heart attack in my studio. Same thing. They were there for a guitar lesson. They had a heart attack instead. Died 4 hours later. You know, devastating, terrible experiences that stayed with me for years. Those are the experiences, as you know, terrible as they were, and how I wish they wouldn't have happened. Because they did happen. That's what helps you grow, folks. That is what helps you grow. My friend in Australia is just living proof. It's a woman with so much wisdom. It's mind-blowing. She's an enigma. I don't know what else to say. And can I think of anybody who's had a worse, crappier life? Well, maybe people in the Middle East who've had war-torn countries and shit, like, you know, watching their neighbors get lined up and shot or something. Yeah, people that have probably had worse. But let me tell you, she could play the blues because she ain't in no air-conditioned room. That is where true wisdom comes from. It's hard to see someone you care about, someone you look up to and admire, and you enjoy their company, you consider them a good friend, and you're seeing them in pain. But to listen to her describe what that pain has done, and she kept saying over and over today, you know, it's that bad, but that's okay. It's okay to feel that it's terrible, and it's okay to feel this. It's okay to feel this. Giving herself permission to feel that pain. I was married to someone who was sheltered. Very sheltered. Not my first wife, but my second wife. Came from a good family. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they were a good family, and they gave her a good life, and probably continue to shower her with kindness and generosity, and hope they do. That's good. But when things were rough, the one thing I will say, she was not able to handle rough shit whatsoever. And even though she was a very smart lady, she didn't have the kind of wisdom that comes from not being in an air-conditioned room. If you spend too much time in an air-conditioned room, you're going to start thinking things are roses and daisies, and they're not. Far from it. So far from it. So I won't go on about this too long here. That's probably enough. I'm not telling you to go out and experience pain on purpose. But what I'm saying is that when misery comes your way, it's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to have empathy for others, to understand others, which is lacking in this world so bad. Everybody's, as my friend said today, people don't, look for a solution to things and interact with people. They react to everything. That's right. There's a lack of understanding and willingness to have dialogue and get to the bottom of things. That's what this channel is all about. I'm talking about things that they don't make me popular with a lot of people. People say, have that asshole, sick of him being negative or whatever they say about me. But my point is always the same. You have to take the pain, the misery, the suffering, the non-air conditioned room, and use it to the best of your ability to learn from it, gain empathy for others, and realize that even if you're a toilet, that doesn't make you worthless. That just means you're a place people come for a few moments of comfort and release.